They changed our understanding of the universe. They made huge contributions to the development of mankind. Their work is shrouded in secrets. These people differ from us in their thinking and genius intellects. Today on Facts in Box, we'll talk about the most outstanding scientists of our time. Nevada Sanchez. When Nevada Sanchez was 10 years old, he knew two things: that he wanted to start a company and change the world with technology. He decided at that age that he would attend MIT, and he got there at the age of 18. Sanchez, mature beyond his years and already married, started working in the laboratory of Max Tegmark, the famous cosmologist. When Tegmark was approached by genomics entrepreneur Jonathan Rothberg about using radio telescope technology to turn ultrasound into a more accurate imaging tool and even to use the sound waves to conduct some types of surgery, both knew that Sanchez was the right man to serve as co-founder and employee number one. The opportunity was there, and I thought I would go for it, Sanchez said. He became the first employee of the Butterfly Network, which raised $100 million in seed funding and whose first device was already on the market. Konstantin Batygin. Astrophysicist Konstantin Batygin became famous in 2016 after putting forward a hypothesis about the ninth planet of the solar system. Not everyone knows that, in addition to this, he is also the leader of the rock group The Seventh Season, but he officially works as a professor at the California Institute of Technology. The man manages to harmoniously combine astrology, personal life, and creativity. Astrophysics entered into Batygin's life as a teenager when he entered university. He enjoyed his first-year classes, but he really fell in love with science in his second year after meeting with an equally enthusiastic friend, with whom he later wrote his first scientific article. After graduating from his undergraduate program, Batygin entered graduate school and ended up at the California Institute of Technology. Prior to this, the young specialist managed to work at the Ames Research Center as an assistant researcher. He then worked in the same position at the Lick Observatory. Together with Gregory Laughlin, he mastered the long-term dynamic evolution of the solar system. After graduation, he developed unified projects with Michael Brown and David Stevenson. Then, the astronomer received his PhD and worked in this rank for 6 months at the Côte d'Azur Observatory. In 2016, Batygin published an article in the Astronomical Journal that he co-wrote with Michael Brown. It sets out the assumption of the existence of the ninth planet of the solar system. Many skeptics said that it was too early to celebrate the victory, since the discovery of the planet had to be confirmed by direct observation. According to Konstantin, this can only be done by constant observation, and it can take anywhere from a year to 8 years. Now, Konstantin works at the California Institute of Technology, where he is the youngest professor and gives lectures to students. Stephen Hawking. Hawking was known for his studies of black holes and work on quantum gravity. In 1975, he created the theory of evaporation of black holes. This phenomenon was dubbed Hawking radiation. This famous theoretical physicist was interested in studying the entire universe. He wrote several popular science books devoted to its genesis and development, the interaction of space and time, string theory, and many other interesting conundrums of modern physics and cosmology. In his first year of teaching mathematics at Oxford, Hawking, who had not received a mathematical education, read the textbook only 2 weeks ahead of his students. In a 2003 interview, he gave a somewhat pessimistic forecast of the development of mankind. According to him, we have to move to other planets because viruses will dominate the Earth. Back in the 1960s, Stephen began to show signs of a central nervous system disease, which later led to almost complete paralysis of his limbs. Since then, he had been moving in a special chair, which is controlled through sensors on some muscles that have remained mobile. In order to communicate with people, he uses a computer and a speech synthesizer, which friends gave him in 1985. Timothy John Berners-Lee. It's no coincidence that the British scientist and inventor, Sir Timothy John Berners-Lee, leads the World Wide Web Consortium. It was he who invented the internet, and also introduced many other developments in the field of information technology. In 1989, he worked on a project for the internal exchange of documents Inquire for SARES, European Laboratory of Nuclear Research. Timothy came to create a global hypertext project, which was approved and later called the World Wide Web. The basis was a system of hypertext documents communicating with each other with hyperlinks. All of this was made possible by Berners-Lee's revolutionary developments: HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, URI and its variant, URL, and HTML. Berners-Lee created the world's first web server, HTTPD, and the world's first website at info.cern.ch, which was born on August 6, 1991. Now it can be found in the Internet Archive. The brilliant Brit also wrote the first internet browser for the NeXT computer. In 1994, Berners-Lee founded the World Wide Web Consortium at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's Informatics Laboratory, and he is its head today. The consortium is developing internet standards. Now the creator of the internet wants to go even further. He hopes to create a semantic web, a superstructure over the World Wide Web, which will raise the interaction of computers around the world to an absolutely incredible level. The point is that machines will have access to clearly structured information available to any client applications, and it doesn't matter what programming language they are written in. Computers will be able to exchange information directly, without human intervention. Perhaps this will lead to the creation of universal artificial intelligence. Frederick Sanger. In his youth, Sanger intended to follow in the footsteps of his father, who worked as a doctor, but subsequently became interested in biochemistry. It seemed to him that this was the path to a real understanding of living matter and to the development of more scientific foundations for solving many of the problems facing medicine. The only two-time Nobel Prize winner in chemistry in the world, Sanger had been studying the structure of amino acids and the properties of insulin since the 1940s. In 1955, he first presented a detailed description of the insulin molecule, thus initiating studies of the molecular composition of proteins. This won him his first Nobel Prize. Sanger's research has made the production of artificial insulin and other hormones. Many years of work on DNA decoding allowed the chemist to create an analytical method for installing sequences of nucleotide chains in 1973. This development in 1980 made him a Nobel laureate again, along with Paul Berg and Walter Gilbert. What did you think of the video? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you liked the video, be sure to smash the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new video. Until next time on Facts in Box.